I'm tired of the other women. I'm tired of him using me. For 2 months, I didn't even hear from you. Where were you?
I'm overwhelmed, man. I love you.
Fooled me once, shame on you. Fooled me twice, shame on me. He fooled you about 50 times.
We are a financial disaster because of him.
Divorce doesn't exist where I'm from.
Neither one of you is wrong for having your opinions, but it just makes you wrong for each other. There's been a huge breach of trust, according to you.
She was on the fast with the pastor. She sending pictures with a smoothie of straw in her mouth and a sausage McMuffin. Can I eat this, pastor? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hold on, why you gotta send pictures with it?
Here is today's case.
She suspects he's dancing his way into his best friend's heart and her bedroom. He says their friendship is strictly platonic. Will setting up boundaries keep this couple together? Or will his confession be the end? That's today's case on Divorce Court.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, our virtual audience is filled with your super fans. Today's super fan of the day is Kimberly from Montego Bay, Jamaica.
Kimberly, we're so excited to have you with us. Thank you for being here. As my special guest today, I'm sending you an autographed copy of my book, Sis, Don't Settle. Enjoy.
Your Honor, this is the case of Cutler versus Muhammad.
Thank you, Juan. Miss Alexis Cutler.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have brought Mr. Elijah Muhammad
Yes, Your Honor.
to divorce court today. You are suing for $1,200, the cost of a broken laptop.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you say in addition to your laptop, your relationship is also broken.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you want to talk about some of those issues today?
Yes, Your Honor. I am here today with my boyfriend of 3.5 years because of his inability to set boundaries when it comes to his groupies or fans in his dancing entertainment work, his inability to communicate, his inability to set boundaries when it comes to a friend that he had that's a female, and his temper, which caused him to owe me money.
Okay. What do you have to say about all of those accusations against you?
Well, I don't agree with a lot of them, but I'm here honestly to save the relationship. I love Alexis, and I just didn't feel comfortable with a lot of different things in the relationship as far as certain trust factors with her modeling career, and I'm not really happy with it.
You've talked about marriage in the past, but you said you can't move forward in the relationship unless you get your money back and some of these other issues are resolved. What's been going on?
Firstly, his inability to communicate. So he doesn't answer a lot of my calls and texts whenever he's out. It could be he's hanging out with friends or whatever. I'll text him throughout the day and I won't hear from him at all. And when he comes home, it's always, oh, oops, I didn't see my phone, or oops, my phone died. There was an incident where he left at like 2 in the afternoon and he didn't come back home until 2 a.m. And during that time, I was texting and calling him and he did not respond at all. And when he came home, he said it was because his phone died.
So he left you on red for 12 hours?
Yes.
What happened, sir?
Well, honestly, from the beginning, you know, we've met in the entertainment industry, and I'm a dancer, you know, and I do a lot of entertainment and gigs, performances, shows on set. I don't usually be on my phone a lot, and I've actually made this very, very, very clear from the beginning about how I am in the entertainment industry.
But from 2 o'clock in the afternoon to 2 o'clock in the morning, that's a long time for you to be unavailable and not responding.
That's very true. If someone didn't understand the, you know, the entertainment process, but I believe I met her on shoot for an artist, and we were there for like 12 hours, and they actually took away our phones. So, you know, there really wasn't any communication. And the fact of the matter is, I'm surprised that she is surprised that that was even something that I didn't even do.
So on this day, you're saying you were on a shoot for 12 hours when they took away your phone?
I was on a shoot for 12 hours, or probably a little bit less. But I do know for a fact that this is very common. In fact, it's happened with her before on many different occasions because she's in the field.
So
as
she
well.
needs to be understanding about this.
Honestly,
and are the two of you just saying before you go on 12-hour shoots, hey, I'm going to be gone for this amount of time. I don't know how long this shoot is going to last. I'll talk to you afterwards?
I do. I don't, you know.
Yes, but he is stretching the truth. When you go on break on set, you are allowed to use your phone. And even then, he won't communicate.
Honestly, Your Honor, I'm not a text person. Everyone knows, all my friends, all my family, listen, if you're gonna get in contact with me, I'ma drive to you. We gonna talk in person. I don't really like being on my phone that much.
You might be the first 21-year-old I've ever had in my courtroom that doesn't like to be on their phone all day.
Your Honor, he's getting on here and lying.
What?
What? Tell the truth. When we first met, we would text for 6 hours at a time.
Mr. Muhammad.
And now he wants to get on here and make it seem like, oh my gosh, 12 hours, I don't have my phone.
All right.
No, we communicate constantly.
Mr. Muhammad, I thought you came into this courtroom an enlightened 21-year-old.
Okay, hold on.
That's not true?
I'm at fault, but I know a lot of men out here, you know, in the beginning of the relationship, they try to be the best possible version of themselves, correct? Ain't that right? And, you know, I was trying, he got 12 years on him, so I was trying to, you know, fix some habits I had so I could communicate with her, but after I,
So now you just back to the real you.
Honestly, and I let her know, listen, this is not, and I can't do a lot of texting, that's just not my strong suit.
So there have been some other issues. With the street performances and the finances. What's that about?
There have been times where he would have to pick me up after working a night shift, and I would call him, he wouldn't answer, I would hear nothing from him, so I would have to do rideshare or figure out how I would get home at 6 a.m. when it's still dark outside by myself, and his excuse when I get home is, I'm sorry, I fell asleep.
Well, Mr. Muhammad, you told me you like the in-person connection, so why aren't you picking her up in person from work?
Well, that happened one time. And I did apologize for it. We had a really late start on, I think I had a performance or something that day, and I decided I was gonna get up at a certain time, the alarm ain't ring, and I missed it, and I didn't pick her up.
You talked about that, and it didn't happen again, is what you're saying.
It didn't happen again.
It did happen again.
When did it happen again? I'm surprised.
Happened multiple times. It wasn't just once. Your excuse was always, I'm sorry.
So it sounds like the issue is you need to be more accessible by phone on some of these occasions, in addition to the times when you're also not on set and you're not shooting.
There was one girl who just started dancing on him, and she was like, this is your man, I know what I'm doing, I can take him from you.
I could be walking up to the side, be like, how you doing, sis? I could just be, hey, what's your phone number? Let me get it real quick. Okay, cool. And it'd be something simple like that.
That seems like a dance challenge, Juan. Would you like to respond?
You wanna get down, brother?
You've been frustrated with his female fans.
Yes.
Why is that?
Yes, so he used that excuse a lot that I should be more understanding because I'm also in the entertainment industry. But no, there's still no excuse for the things that he do. So he goes out and he performs at clubs, parties, and things like that. And of course, there are gonna be women, groupies, whatever you wanna call them. And they'll interact with him, want to dance on him, pretty much be flirtatious and everything like that. And I expect him, as my dude, to, you know, set a boundary. Like, you know, I'm in a relationship, there's only so far that I'm gonna go. But he don't do that at all. He just interacts, he doesn't say anything to them. And there was even an instance where there was one girl who noticed me, and she just like went and just started dancing on him, and she gave eye contact to me like, this is your man, I know what I'm doing, I can take him from you. And he did nothing. He didn't like say, hey, you know, this is getting a bit too touchy, or I'm a taking man.
Her eye contact said all that to you?
Yes. It said, listen,
he
ain't holding it down, he don't wanna be
objection.
here, I can take your man. And he was just there like, yep, she could take your man. Like, that's how he was.
So her eye contact said
all that to me.
And his body language was that response.
Yep.
What do you have to say, Mr. Muhammad?
Okay, single sales. When you look like you're single, it sells. You make more money. It's what it takes out here, honestly. And I'm just surprised that Miss Cutler here is just so mind-boggled by the fact, because I've had so many different gigs where I've made money just off the appearance that I am single. Now, I never took it anywhere farther than, you know, in moment. It could be something as simple as this. Hold on, I'm gonna just demonstrate. It's all right with you, brother?
Go ahead.
All right, so I could be walking up to the side, be like, how you doing, sis? I could just be, hey, what's your phone number? Let me get it real quick. Okay, cool. And it'd be something simple like that. It wouldn't be like me trying to like rub and grind on or nothing like that.
Well, that seems like a dance challenge, Juan. Would you like to respond?
You wanna get down, brother?
I got two left feet, brother.
All right, he don't want to.
Mr. Muhammad, that day on this occasion, what were you selling, sir?
Appearance, fun.
That you're the life of the party.
I'm the life of the party. You booking me, honestly, you're gonna get a lot of women having fun. You're gonna get a lot of different things going on, and that's pretty much it. But have I ever had someone call me, text me from any of these events? Has that ever happened?
How am I supposed to know? You don't even answer my calls and texts.
But you're saying you're keeping it all on the dance floor.
I'm keeping it all on the dance floor.
You wrote about a specific person in your papers that you said he's friends with. Tell me about that.
So there's this girl, her name is Tyquisha, that he is friends with. Initially, when our relationship started, I didn't want to pretty much tell him who he can and can't be friends with because we were still kind of early on. Like she had like a breakup situation, one of her flings or whatever, on and off again, they broke up. And here he comes, you know, superhero, let me throw on my cape, and he wants to buy her favorite fruits and like candy and go console her and then tell me afterwards, like, oh, by the way, you know, I met up with her, you know, made her feel better about herself. She was really down about it. And in my head, I'm like, I don't care if she's feeling down. Like, there's a counselor, she has family. You don't have to show up to her house and rub her back and shoulders, make her feel better. And
whoa. That's too physical. I didn't rub nobody back or no shoulders, nothing like that.
Basically, so I'm like, she's all heartbroken and you coming in there being all extra nice. She don't have no relationship to protect, you do. So you have to set that boundary. But he doesn't like see it that way. I told you that you're too friendly with this girl and that I want you to kind of pull back a little bit and set some boundaries.
All honesty on the table, we did have friends with benefits.
Mr. Muhammad said the two of you were friends with some benefits.
Yes, Your Honor.
When did that end? If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Miss the show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content.
I happened to stumble upon his phone one day at the battle.
You stumbled upon his phone?
Yes. I got his phone so I could text my phone. But when I went to his messages, hers automatically like opened up as like his recents. And there were like voice messages of him like telling her, oh, come out to the battle, come to the studio, come hang out. And she's like, no, I don't want people to get the wrong idea because, you know, we're friends and I just had a breakup. And in his voice recording, he was like, don't nobody care about them. Like, I'm here, just come vibe, come hang out. And I'm like, I told you that you're too friendly with this girl and that I want you to kind of pull back a little bit and set some boundaries. And you're here inviting her out to the studio.
But you said that it's just a friend and you've known her for a long time and the two of you are just really close.
All honesty on the table, we did have a little situation to where we were friends with benefits, but we didn't take it any farther than that. We didn't get in a relationship at all. I have nothing to hide. So if she finds something on my phone, it's like, okay, I'm not gonna sit here and hide anything. Tyquisha is a very, very long time friend in the dance industry. She was actually friends with all three of us.
Barely.
Would you say barely if she comes to Tyquisha's house and gets her hair done? Because that's what happened.
That don't mean we friends. That mean I'm paying her for a service.
You don't touch a black woman's hair now.
At least you know what you're doing.
At least you know what you're doing.
You think Tyquisha still likes you?
Not exactly, but I didn't think nothing could go wrong.
Well, let me ask you this. When did the benefits with Tyquisha end and you just became friends with no benefits?
Well, it honestly ended when we had two different, you know, life paths.
So Tyquisha was interested
at one point
in you, and you actually are the one that ended the benefit situation.
I believe it was more of a, you know, a
mutual
understanding of it, which happened years ago.
Why do you think that she has an issue with her now? How do you think this started up again, if at some point they were friends?
Like she just said, oh, you need to kind of like...
Have some boundaries?
Have some boundaries because you never know what can necessarily happen. Now, it was one situation where she was having some relationship problems in her own relationship, and I was helping her out. Yes, I brought her some favorite snacks and everything. And in return, when I was having some relationship problems with Alexis, I asked Tyquisha for some help. Yes, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm asking Tyquisha for some different help, and I didn't get a chance to tell Alexis yet.
Until 2 months later.
That the two of you talked at 2 o'clock in the morning, is that what it is?
Yes.
Now, is she here today, Tyquisha?
I think via Skype, yeah.
Miss Tyquisha, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I've heard a lot about you. Have you been listening in today?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
At some point, Mr. Muhammad said the two of you were friends with some benefits.
Yes, Your Honor.
When did that end?
Not right before we got into our relationship, but maybe a couple of months before.
And since then,
yes,
the two of you have been strictly friends?
Yes, strictly friends.
Do you understand what Ms. Cutler is saying about her concern about the boundaries being kept between the two of you?
I understand that 110%, which is why, just for the sake of their relationship, I feel as though it's best if I put myself away, because if I was in her shoes, trust me, I understand it 110%.
Okay.
And I wouldn't want that for myself.
I appreciate your honesty, and that's the right thing to do.
Right.
So I appreciate that.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Cutler, did you hear her response today? Are you satisfied with that?
With her, yes.
Not with Mr.
him,
Muhammad?
no. Because just like with the incident with the battle, she herself was like, oh, I'm just a little concerned with me coming out and people getting the wrong idea because I just had a breakup. And him, girl, just come on. Like,
so
how's she more concerned about your relationship than you?
Well, I think in his mind, it's innocent. There's nothing going on. He sees it as just a friendship. I don't think there was anything nefarious going on with him. You're suing for $1,200 for a laptop. How did your laptop break?
We planned to go out with our friends to a club, and on the night of, he decided that he wanted to just stay home and play video games. So I was like, I'm still gonna go out. Like, I wanna have a good time with our friends. So I go out, party, whatever, and then I come back home, he's still in the same spot that I left him in front of the TV, playing his game. So then I decided to pack a bag so I can go, you know, spend a night with family. Upon me grabbing my laptop, he felt like I was ignoring him. So he snatched the laptop, and with the motion of him like snatching it from me, it fell. And then he was like, it's not broken, and it was broken, and it's a touchscreen laptop, and he don't want to fix it.
That's how the laptop looked, and you said it wasn't broken?
She wasn't communicating with me. I was like, listen, we're gonna have to talk about this so we can have an understanding. So I was like, come sit down, give me the laptop, and we sitting here tugging with the laptop. She had a glass in her hand, laptop falls, breaks on her side.
Lies.
Whoa,
Lies.
okay. She doesn't even leave because she's so drunk from coming back from the club, and that's what actually happened.
So had you been drinking that night?
I had, but he's not a...
What were you drinking?
I had some shots of tequila and whatnot.
Some?
Okay, so were you inebriated at that time?
I was a little tipsy.
A little.
But he doesn't drink at all, so he thinks people gets drunk off one shot.
Well, shots of tequila, I'm no tequila expert, but I know, having been around a few people who've taken their fair share of shots, it's a lot.
I can hold my liquor.
You can, okay. Here's the thing. More important issues are in your relationship. I think the two of you are lovely young people. This is the best time in your life for you to decide what you like about relationships, what your standards are, what you do like, what you don't like, what you tolerate, what you'll compromise on, all of those things. Do you live together?
Yes.
Okay. I think it will be good for the two of you to have your own places at this point. You both have exciting careers going on. You can continue to see each other if you want to, but for you to be living together for 3 years at this point, it's like you moved from your family's home into this home.
Exactly.
You never had a break in between, right?
Yeah.
So you've never even had a dating period because you went right into living together. I think it would be good if you would establish your own independence and date separate apart from living together if that's what you want, and figure out what you really like about relationships. You don't have to rush into something so serious so quickly, but I'm gonna order you to pay her $300, half the value of her laptop. Good luck to both of you.
The best advice was that we could use a little break. We have just been stuck together like glue for the past 3 years. We didn't have like the time to experience anyone outside of ourselves.
Being a bit more transparent and maybe looking at my phone a little bit more, you know, text back a couple of times, maybe set certain alarms so I can give her that communication.
What I see for the future is maybe us, you know, getting our separate places just to establish that form of, you know, independent mindset so that way we both, when we come together, we'll know exactly what we do and don't want and will and won't accept.
Maybe find some different mistakes that we can fix on our own and then see if we can, you know, reconcile back together.